The newly elected Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas is going to display his ignorance to the world here, arguing about Guantanamo Bay.
Islamic terrorists don't need an excuse to attack the United States. They don't attack us for what they do. They attack us for who we are. It is not a decision. It is a political decision based on a promise the president made on his campaign. To say that it is a security decision based on propaganda value that our enemies get from it is a pretext to justify a political decision. In my opinion, the only problem with Guantanamo Bay is there are too many empty beds and cells there right now. We should be sending more terrorists there for further interrogation to keep this country safe. As far as I'm concerned, every last one of them can rot in hell. But as long as they don't do that, then they can rot in Guantanamo Bay.
Oh, look at you, Macho Man! I like how he looked around afterwards, like the equivalent of spiking the football. He pushed his mic away. Hey, they can rot in hell, and if they're not rotting in hell, they can rot in Guantanamo Bay. Am I a badass? Do you guys like me? No, dipshit, we don't like you, because you are the worst of the United States of America. You make us less safe. Do you hear me? Do you understand that? You make us less safe. Now, why do I say that? Because of your macho man, cowboy approach to politics. You know what happened? Innocent people were tortured. Innocent people. Yeah, like all these guys talk about the subject of Guantanamo Bay and enhanced interrogation as if there aren't real-world facts about what happened. Because we know what happened. The CIA torture report was released. That's not even all the information, but it's enough to understand the basic idea of what was going on. And at least 20% of the people we tortured were innocent. At least. That's what they admit to. And then when you look at the kinds of torture, oh, it makes you sick to your stomach. They literally anally rape somebody with a tube and then put liquefied food up there. They called it anal feeding, which for the record is not a thing. It's not a thing. It's not a medical thing. They asked doctors about it. They were like, huh? That's not real. Who does that? It was just a form of torture. It was a horrific form of torture. They gave somebody hypothermia, an innocent guy. He ended up dying. I mean, sleep deprivation, which is a classic form of torture. Waterboarding was like the lowest of all the tortures. I mean, there was putting people in graves. They would put people in graves and do like a mock burial, and they thought they were really getting buried alive. I mean, these are like a lot of the tactics we took from communist Chinese manuals on how to torture. And then we have the nerve to say, it's enhanced interrogation, it's not torture, because when we do it, we are better people, so, like, it's cool if we do the evil shit, because we, like, mean well or something. That's everybody's argument. Everybody who's ever tortured thought, yes, no, we're doing it for the right reason, so it's morally okay. And this guy's out there just arrogantly, brazenly, like, oh, we need more people in Guantanamo Bay, and we need more interrogation of these terrorists. Hey, jack off. How do you know that they're a terrorist if you haven't established it through a trial? He just acts like the people who supposedly believe in small government because government is inefficient, somehow, magically, the government gets everything right when it comes to getting the right people, finding terrorists. There, we don't need due process, we don't need a trial, we don't need to see the evidence. There, just accept that everybody that they got is totally guilty, and then we could torture them. Do you realize how big of a joke you are, Tom Cotton? Do you realize that you are fundamentally anti-American? Do you not understand what the Constitution is? Do you not understand that people have an Eighth Amendment protection from cruel and unusual punishment? Now, you might hear that and say, the Constitution doesn't apply to these people, man. They ain't American. But the only problem with that is the Constitution is a restriction on government. It's not saying, hey, all the people only within the country have these rights that we lay out. It's a restriction on government. So when it says that people have a protection from unreasonable search and seizure and a protection from cruel and unusual punishment, that means everybody, because the government is not allowed to administer cruel and unusual punishment or do an unreasonable search and seizure. So you are fundamentally anti-American, you hate the Constitution. Hey, Tom Cotton, how long have you despised the Constitution for? I'm just curious. Why do you hate the Founding Fathers? Why do you hate America? Why do you hate everything that this country was founded on? Why do you like torturing innocent people? I'm just curious. Why are you in favor of all these things? Why would you fit in better in Saudi Arabia, for example? Why is that? Why do you love fascist dictatorships? Look, I'm just asking questions here because I'm taking your words. Your words are very clear and they have certain implications to it. You might deny the implications, but they're just logic. You could just logically deduce them from the stuff that you say. You make us less safe because when you say stuff like that and you do stuff like that, you create more enemies. You create more enemies against the United States of America because then they look at us and they go, oh, no, that's true. They are the infidel. They are the great Satan. They are the evil people. Just look at how they act.